I can't be your Superman. My bad, bro, my bad. Meditation. I've been doing meditation every single day for the past 3 months. And before I start off with the changes I felt like throughout this period of 3 months, I'm going to start off first with explaining how to do meditation. So, many people think like it's a weird thing where you just sit and you just hold your breath, when you think about the cosmos and stuff and how everything works. No, it's none of that. The way you do, or the way at least I do meditation, is just find yourself a room, a place, anywhere. It doesn't even have to be silent, bro. It's like just sit in a place. What I do is I close my eyes. Oh, yeah, that's the part. Close my eyes, and you just focus on your breath. You put your mind on your breath. That is all you have to do. Now, you start and you put your mind on your breath. You're just thinking about your breath. Okay, so your mind is focused on your breath. Now, that's how meditation starts. Now, that's the first step. Now, when you're doing this, your thoughts are automatically gonna go somewhere else. Gonna go to university, the clothes you're gonna wear today, how to get more jacked. Not bad, but that's just me. That's just me. But your thoughts are automatically gonna go to some other place while you're doing this. And what you do is when you realize that your mind has basically deflected off to another place, you bring your mind back to your breath. Bring your mind back to your breath, and then you just start breathing again. You're breathing all the time, but you start thinking about your breath again. And that's what meditation is. Okay? You get a thought, you're focusing on your breath, you get an external thought, and then you just bring your mind back to your breath. That's exactly what meditation is. That is it. And you just do this for 20 minutes. It's not, you do not have to do this. Okay? You do not have to do this. This is not meditation. Just close your eyes, focus on your breath, and when your mind goes to someplace else, just bring it back. Now, whenever you do this, basically, now let me say this. Let's talk about the benefits. I can talk about what I've heard. Let's talk about what I've heard first, and then I will actually say the benefits that I've actually felt. Not to say that what I've heard is not true, but you'll get what I understand. But then I'll actually say the actual stuff that I've actually felt and. So what I've heard is that meditation, it improves your attention, it improves your focus, it makes you more grounded, You're more stable, you're more confident, stuff like that. I knew you like to use the word confidence, bro. You're more grounded, you're more present, you're in the moment, more present. And you basically have more focus, you have more focus. Now, meditation is the opposite of doom scrolling. It's the exact opposite, because doom scrolling, when you're scrolling on your phone, what are you doing? You're looking at reels which have so many colors. They're just bombarding you with stuff, and your attention is basically going from one thing to another, to the third, to the fourth, and you're just putting your mind from one thing to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. That's what doom scrolling is. That's what social media is. The meditation is the opposite of that. And so the harmful effects you've done to your brain and to your concentration levels, to your focus, over the years that you've been accumulating this social media usage for hours a day, you can start to reverse that with meditation. Because what meditation is, you focus on one thing. You do not even move your body. Focus on one thing. As soon as your mind goes off to another thing, you become aware of that. For a moment, you're just thinking about the other thing. Okay, you're not even aware that your mind has left. You just bring it back. Just bring it back, and you start breathing again. You start focusing on your breath again. And so this bringing your thoughts back to one single place, this is the opposite of social media. Social media is now the way I'm saying this, it sounds like I'm not a part of this trap, but yeah, I've reduced my social media usage to a great extent. I think my total Instagram usage The only social media I use is like Instagram for watching reels and stuff. I think my total Instagram usage this week is like 30 minutes. This week, total. And that includes like messaging and stuff. I've seen some reels and stuff, okay? But that includes the messaging and stuff. And that's why I have my phone on. Okay, never mind. I'll get there in another video. But essentially, meditation is the opposite of social media. So social media, you're basically dividing your attention here, you're putting it here, you're putting it here, without rest, bro. Without rest. And meditation, you're just bringing your attention back to one place. It improves your focus and everything. It makes you more grounded, makes you more present. And what I have heard, what I have heard is that meditation actually improves the gray matter in your brain. So if you want to get a bigger brain for you nerds out there, meditate, okay? And now let's talk about the benefits that I actually myself have experienced. Number one is, when you're on social media or when you're anything, you're doing something you're not supposed to do. All right, I'm gonna speak like very clearly here, okay? Because this is exactly what I felt. When you for example, you're scrolling social media, and you shouldn't be scrolling social media, and there's this voice inside your head that tells you like, oh, don't be on here, you need to do this, you need to do that, that stuff. Basically, the higher you inside of you, that's telling you to like do other stuff. That voice actually got louder, okay? So I know this is a weird way to put it, but you get closer to your higher self. Like, you don't do, for example, me, I used to spend time like scrolling and stuff, and what else? Basically, not doing what was required for me to do in the moment. And so meditation actually made that sound like that feeling of like you're not supposed to be doing this. It made it actually louder. And this can be associated with the fact that it actually increases your gray matter in your brain, okay? And so your brain is just, that's what I felt. I'm not going to try to link it up with the science and stuff, because I'm just here to tell you what I felt about meditation. And it makes you more present. Like, while talking to people, you know how you get those third thoughts, like, oh, what is this person thinking about me? What is he doing here? Am I talking loud enough? Is my voice too high? Meditation removes those thoughts, or at least it doesn't remove them completely, of course, or maybe it does. I'm not that advanced enough yet. But to a great extent, it dampens that sound. So you're more in the moment, you're more present. When you're talking to someone, you're talking, bro. You're making direct eye contact, you're confident, you're standing, you don't give a shit about any other third thoughts that are in your brain. And bro, that is a freaking good feeling, bro. It's a good feeling. When you're talking to someone and you're just talking, it's so good, bro. And you can do that with every single moment of your life. For example, when you're in the bus sitting, you can just be there, bro. Just sitting, just looking out, without any external third thoughts about what might be going on, what you did in uni today, or whatever, bro, whatever. It gets you in the moment, present. And that is awesome, bro. Those are and the third one, I remember I had 3. I don't know if this is placebo or stuff, but I've been fidgeting less, fidgeting, playing with my fingers and stuff. I remember I was I live in a dorm, okay? This is my dorm, by the way. This is my dorm room. I was in the canteen of my dorm, and I was eating, and I remember just my leg fidgeting, like, like this. I was like, bro, what the hell, bro? I don't like this. When I see other people doing it, it signals anxiousness, right? And so I thought to myself, like, I gotta stop this. This has to stop, okay? But and then I remember eating food like one day when I was alone, and I wasn't like doing that, and I just thought back to myself like, oh shit, And like, you know, I just associate it with meditation, bro. I just think it's meditation, bro. It just helps you be in the moment, you know, without like this weird fidgeting and stuff. I'm gonna do a quick one breath meditation right now. That's it. One breath. And I have been doing this every single day for the past 3 months or more. Past 3 months or more. I didn't write the date down. For 20 minutes every single day. And I freaking love it. You feel the benefits, bro. You feel the benefits. As soon as you get up from that meditation session, it feels better, bro. You feel the groundedness. You feel the presence. You feel unshakable. I love that feeling, bro. I really like that feeling. And if I happen to mention some more benefits, it's just some stuff that I picked up. Like I had a friend of mine, and I was meditating. I don't meditate in the room. I meditate in the sports room in the morning when it's empty. I just go and I sit down there, and a friend of mine walked in and he saw me and he was like, "What are you doing?" Because I wasn't using my phone. I was just sitting over there, you know, hands on my quads. Speaking of quads, leg day. Hands on my quads, and I was just breathing, sitting down there. I was just breathing. So he was like, "What are you doing?" And I told him I was like meditating, and then he was like, "Oh, so that's why you're such a relaxed guy, you know?" Whoa, I didn't know I was a relaxed guy. Boom. So yeah, you know, that's some of the stuff I got a compliment, which made me realize, bro, okay, I'm like this because I meditate every single day, you know. I associate that with meditation, okay. And yeah, those are just some of the benefits that I felt. I haven't tried to like do my research on how like the scientific benefits or like how meditation makes you more jack. How it increases gray matter and stuff. I haven't done research about that. It's just the stuff that I've heard. But what I've told you here is like the differences that I have felt. I significantly do feel much better. I feel like because of meditation, I made better choices. You know, basically, it improves your choice making ability. Because yeah, I'm right here. Because when that sound in your mind gets louder, like the higher you basically, when the higher you gets louder, you're automatically going to make better decisions. For example, the day that I started meditating, or I think the same week, I don't know, I cut out my Instagram usage. I like started actively to bring down my Instagram usage the day I started like meditating. Because, or I think the same week, I'm not sure, but I think the timeline was the same basically. And I think a factor of that was because like the higher you inside of you just gets louder. Okay? And so I know I'm using a bit some vague terms and stuff, but yeah, just start meditating, guys. It's really it's life changing. I don't think I'll ever stop meditating. Yeah. After meditating for like 100 days, I think it's more actually. Might be 120 or something. I don't know. I'll do it every single day, bro. Because I feel the effects, you know, the presence, the groundedness. It's really is something. Try it for yourself. Try it for yourself. If you don't see effects after the first day, do it again. Stop bullshitting. Okay? You don't go to the gym and expect to become like C-bomb within the first day. Okay? It takes time. What I would say is, don't start off with like 20 minutes a day. Of course, if you do that, you're not gonna be able to hold it up. I started off with 20 minutes a day, you know, and I held it up. Okay, but this is not a competition, of course. I shouldn't have said that. But if you feel like 20 minutes is too much, start off gradually. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20. You don't have to do it for 20 minutes. What I have recently started doing as of last week is I have switched down to 10 minutes, because what I do is I do meditation first thing in the morning, and so it's kind of hard to find 20 minutes, because I have uni and all, and so I switched down to 10 minutes this past week, and but yeah, you can even do like you can even do it for like one breath, the way I did it in the video. You can just breathe for one breath. One breath of meditation, and you just keep your mind focused on your breath. What I like to do is I like to think about the air that's going in like this, and about the air that's coming out like this. That's it, like through this nasal cavity, not like this, because I saw a video on Instagram, I think like 2 years ago, where the guy was like, oh, when you think about your breath like this, you actually breathe into your chest, just because of the way you think about your breath. You like think about sucking it in, but when you think about like this, you're actually taking the breath in. That I don't know. And then he said like this way you breathe into your stomach. That's actually the way you're supposed to breathe. Into your stomach. You're supposed to breathe into your stomach. For example, okay, this is gonna get a bit off, but if your chest is over here and your stomach is over here, your stomach should move out first, and then this point on your chest should start moving out. For example, some people breathe, they're like breathing into the chest. The chest comes out before their stomach. But the way you want to do this is your stomach needs to expand, and then if your chest goes up, let it. So I'm not gonna show you my stomach. I got abs. What? But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video with like, after 100 days of meditation, it's probably more than that. I think I probably skipped like 3-4 days. I am never stopping it, bro. Yeah, that's it.